Namaste, one and all. Today we will discuss about democracy and education. So we are living in a democratic country and we are aware of the freedom that democracy provide to its citizens. So in this presentation, I would like to concentrate more on democracy in education. Specifically, the principles of democracy influence various aspects of education. The power of democracy lies in how it make use of legislature. So that's the power of democracy. In democracy, every person, every citizen has a privilege to make a rule for themselves and to obey that rules. So we are responsible for framing rules and we are responsible for obeying those rules. So that's the basic principle of democracy. Now let us see few definitions. Definition by John Dewey. Democracy is more than a form of government. It is primarily a mode of associated living of conjoined communicated experiences. So it's a comprehensive definition than that of Lincoln. It's more than a form of government. Nowadays it is more perceived democracy as a form of government, but it is a way of life, an association, conjoined communicated experiences, according to Dewey. And the famous definition of Abraham Lincoln, government of the people, for the people, and by the people. Then by Seeley, democracy is a form of government in which everyone has a share. So that's very significant regarding education, because everybody has a share, not only in casting vote. That's only one step in democracy, and there shall be proper interventions from time to time. Then only democracy become participatory. So the major features of democracy, democracy a philosophy, and the power structure in democracy. There are two parallel power structure in democracy. That is one of the weakness of democracy as well, because there is a system, the representatives of the society from the people. We, the people, select our representatives, and that elected members form a power structure. And parallelly, there is an administrative structure which is more or less fixed. Whoever be the elected members, the administrative structure will be more or less fixed, the same. And these two parallel systems sometimes form some conflict and sometimes more influential than people's will. So that's about the power structure in democracy. Then ruling a nation based on majority will. So majority always wins. That's the now it is reduced to a number game. Who is the majority, and the majority support will be identified and promoted. And in real democracy, all voices shall be heard, especially of the the weakest. And democracy assures fair standard of living to all. Then it provide equal opportunity, no discrimination, socially or in other forms. These are some of the major features of democracy, and the major values inherent in democracy are liberty, equality, fraternity, justice, dignity of individual, cooperation, sharing of responsibilities. And the last value, the sharing of responsibility, is most important because this sharing of responsibility and taking responsibility will decide the success of democracy. Now, regarding the educational implications, education is the major means to enrich the strength and overcome the weaknesses of people. And education as an instrument of social emancipation. These are some of the postulates of democracy regarding education. Is the major means to enrich the strength as well as to overcome the weakness of the people. People naturally have some strength and surely there will be some weaknesses, and education should empower them, and it is an instrument for social emancipation. And one of the condition for the success of democracy, democracy functions properly only when citizens are properly educated. That's another key factor. So there comes the significance of education. A democracy will be successful only when all citizens are properly educated, because only educated citizen can to contribute properly to democracy. So these are some of the implications. Democracy highlight the significance of education. Then regarding aims of education, democracy as a philosophy put forth certain aims of education. The first aim, develop democratic citizenship. So in democratic citizenship, there shall be social justice as well as social service. So both will be there. The society justice should be to the society as well as to individual, and there shall be service mindedness, service to the society. So that's the ultimate aim of education according to democracy, to develop democratic citizenship. Then clear thinking, clarity in communication. These are the other aim of education. There shall be clarity in thinking as well as in communication. That also is essential, essential for the success of the democracy as well as essential for the successful living of the individual. Then art of living with community. So a community life, education should help the individual to learn how to live in a community. Then through education, democracy aim a true sense of patriotism. A true sense of patriotism shall be developed used through education. Then development of personality and leadership training. So these are some of the aims of education according to democracy. Then curriculum. Democracy proposes a flexible curriculum for maximum development. So democracy itself is flexible. So it suggests a flexible curriculum because democracy considered all sections of society. So naturally all sections of learners. There shall be specific reservations, specific considerations for children, learners with difference in capacities, difference in potentialities, difference in abilities. So the curriculum should cater to the needs of these diverse kinds of learners. Then curriculum should consider social, environmental as well as local elements. So social elements, it should have a consideration to environment as well as for the local needs shall be properly integrated in curriculum. And the curriculum shall be oriented towards vocational skills. Vocational training shall be imparted through curriculum. And the curriculum shall include subjects such as natural sciences, social sciences, languages, art, craft, vocational training, hygiene, agriculture, etc. Almost all subjects. Democracy promote all subjects, no restrictions. Then regarding method of teaching, encourage learner participation because democracy shall be practiced in the classroom itself. So they should learn. Learners should properly understood how to practice democracy, that is by participation in classroom activities. Every learner has to participate actively. Then learning by doing. Heuristic method, laboratory and experimental method, project method, Dalton plan, Montessori method, socialized techniques, seminars, symposium, discussion, problem solving, group work. Almost every method is proposed by democratic method. In any case, all such methods encourage learner participation. In one form or other, learner has to participate in activities. So all such activities, such kind of activities which have learner intervention are suggested by democracy. Then a democratic teacher. Teacher is considered as the best medium for spreading democracy. Means teacher shall be a democrat first. Teacher should internalize the principles of democracy. And the classroom, the activities should be democratic because there shall be equal opportunity. There shall be equal responsibility as well. So thus a teacher can spread the principles of democracy. Then teacher guides, directs, encourages and supervises, not instruct. It is not the duty of a democratic teacher to instruct. Instruction is not the responsibility of a teacher, but just supervise, guide them, encourage them, direct them, not instruct them. This is the only way you should do this, or this is the only answer. A teacher should not be like that in a democracy, and teacher always cooperative. So these are some of the specific features of a democratic teacher. Naturally, self-discipline, because in democracy we are framing rules and we are obeying the rules. So self-discipline is proposed, and freedom till the limit of the proximity of others. So that's all about a brief presentation on democracy. Thank you for watching. Thank you all.